The art of weaving in the Navajo community goes back many generations, and the legacy has been preserved by the modern artists and weavers who are bringing new concepts and designs to the craft.
My grandmother was third generation. My mother is fourth generation. My mother and my aunt, Margaret Yazzie, are fourth generation weavers. In the fifth generation, my older sister, Roseanne Lee, Barbara Teller-Ornalis, and myself, we are fifth generation weavers. Weaving is important because, for me, it pays homage to my grandmothers and my great-grandmothers and all the struggles that they have gone through in order to keep this tradition alive. I still do the traditional process, but I use modern tools. We still weave the traditional way, but we have a lot more things to make our jobs easier. I started looking at my styles and thought, I can be as creative as I can by using the Tugray Hill technique that I've learned and putting it into other styles.
Continuing tradition and translating it into modern times requires great intentionality and care. The care put into weaving each strand of fiber and the connections made by hand are essential in the tradition of Navajo weaving. In telling the story of forming Catholic Health Initiatives, our president and CEO, Kevin Lofton, recalls,
"Strong connections were part of the vision shared by the members of the Steering Council that created Catholic Health Initiatives. The Steering Council wanted Catholic Health Initiatives to be an organization that would embrace many different facilities and strengthen them through shared mission and vision. At the time, it was an unusual structure for Catholic healthcare. The sisters showed great courage in building such a system. They had faith in their vision. Some observers thought they would surely fail. These observers did not take into account the formidable strength of the sisters' will."
In order to start a weaving project, we take the raw wool and we wash it a couple of times, and the carding, that's the first step to getting the fibers all lined up. The fibers need to get combed out, and you can take a whole bunch of fibers and comb it and it will bunch up, and that's what we call roving. And as soon as the roving is done, you have a first spindling, and once it's spun, the weft is a little bit stronger.
And so it is with the legacy of Catholic Health Initiatives. As our founding congregations reflected on the signs of their times, they became aware of the need to align and reweave the fabrics of their existing ministries in order to strengthen Catholic healthcare as it moved into the new millennium. Our new dimensions in the fabric of this healing ministry are woven by the community of caregivers that bring it new vitality to respond to the ever-changing community needs.
When you're weaving something, it is necessary to pair together colors that you never thought would go together. The more colors that you introduce, the more vibrant your weaving. For our weaving to continue, our 6th generation and 7th generation are given a lot more freedom, and they are going beyond the boundaries of whatever we ever imagined. And I like the way that this art really keeps the family together.
At Catholic Health Initiatives, we reach beyond existing boundaries through innovation and creativity, adding new services and models of care delivery that enhance the color and design of our ministry. Together, we weave a beautiful tapestry that moves us toward healthier communities by connecting our gifts and talents with the legacy and heritage of our ministry. It is up to each of us to continue the process of weaving and reweaving as we build on our rich heritage of caring for our patients, residents, and communities.
Most Indian tribes have oral histories. Stories are passed down. People are more mobile. I think it's more important for people to have their histories written down or their artwork preserved so that the younger people can learn their history or their stories. And these stories do have to be passed down, whether it's done on pictures or woven on rugs.
In the Navajo tradition, healing care is provided by the Hatatli, more commonly known as a medicine man. the medicine man performs a healing ceremony in the form of a sand painting. This ritual art, containing images of nature and spirit created on the ground from crushed plants and stone, is used to heal a person through a restoration of harmony. Healing ceremonies are complex and rich in symbolism, and these sacred stories and sand painting images are preserved in rugs to protect and pass them on. Throughout the years, these rugs telling the story of the sand painting gained popularity as a decorative art. As the sand painting images became more popular among weavers, it became evident that not only does the art tell a story, but the artist is the storyteller.
In a traditional sand painting rugs, there are some elements that are always in the sand painting rugs. There are guardians that guard the painting itself, and also it may have another guardian, and that's the rainbow. The rainbow will have the colors of blue. The blue is for females and the red is for males. And you always have a white stripe that will unite the two. And the white sort of represents the purity, the faith, the whole that unites. And on some sand paintings, you'll see a brown stripe, and the brown stripe may have seeds in it. And the seeds are black, and they sort of represent like the start of something, building a foundation. There are also elements of plants. Corn for the Navajos, it's a holy plant. Some paintings will have 4 corn stalks. And also each direction is represented: the east, the west, the south, and the north, and they all have colors. In our creation stories, we have Father Sky and Mother Earth, and a lot of those are depicted into sand paintings. And the center part is what we refer to as mainly the center of the universe. It's the nucleus, it's the energy, it's the sunburst.
Within the geographic expanse that is Catholic Health Initiatives, it is up to each of us to connect our personal gifts with the creation stories of those who have come before us, as we translate this healing ministry into the future. This translation is enriched through a heightened awareness of how we are guided by the Spirit as we extend God's healing presence to those we serve.
And for me, I try to be true to that gift, and I weave every day, and I love to weave. And that's what I think the gift of weaving does for me, is that it makes me a better person. I like to know that as I push the boundaries of my own weaving, that I'm braver. We all have to be brave. We all have to take one step closer to taking on challenges.
Courageously facing challenges is deeply embedded within the very fibers of the tapestry that tells the story of Catholic Health Initiatives. As it is with the Navajo tradition of weaving, the mantle of the storyteller has now been passed to the next generation. We are the storytellers who have been called and honored with the responsibility and privilege to create the new stories for the future of Catholic Health Initiatives and the healing ministry of the Church. As a 5th-generation Navajo master weaver, Linda's quest seems elusive. How to preserve this traditional Native art with all the reverence it deserves, indeed demands. With such a passion for continuing and infusing new life into the tradition, one could wonder, what would the story of Catholic Health Initiatives look like through the eyes of this Navajo master weaver?